I'm not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for Life in UK test part 310. Who can vote? Page 120. While doing this training, and if you participate in this training, that is at your own risk. Who can vote with a question mark at the end? So how should the title be pronounced? Who can vote? But no one will know what it is. The name of the title name. Who can vote? The UK has had a fully democratic voting system since 1928. See page 106. The present voting age of 18 was set in 1969, and with a few exceptions, all UK-born and naturalised adult citizens have a right to vote. Adult citizens of the UK and citizens of the Commonwealth of Ireland who are resident in the UK can vote in all public elections. I'm mumbling that way because we're again not saying who is accepted. What next? Every man can vote. With a few exceptions, everyone can vote. Out of someone's mind who doesn't regard all people equally, it could be something not mention-worthy. Not to mention that all the women are not allowed to vote. So who are these few exceptions? I want to know. Who? The present voting age of 18 was set in 1969, and with a few exceptions, all UK-born and naturalised adult citizens have a right to vote. So who not? Now, everyone over 18 can vote in the United Kingdom if they are No, they don't have to be both. Voting can all UK-born and all naturalised adult citizens. So who cannot vote? My assumption, people in prison and people with diagnosed mental disabilities, if it has been said that stops them from doing a vote. Not all people with mental disabilities, but some people who have it. And when some people are told that they are not able to vote. So these two groups, which at the end of the day are multiple 10,000 so far as I know. So I want them listed. If your thousands of people cannot vote, I think there's some space to mention 2 or 3 things. Who cannot. The UK has had a fully democratic voting system since 1928. So 1928 also women were allowed to vote for the same age on as men with 21. And since 1969, all men and women over the age of 18 can vote in the United Kingdom if they are United Kingdom citizens or are naturalised citizens and over the age of 18. But there are still exceptions. For whom? Maybe I want to know it. You cannot just disregard it. It could be a country, a political system, and everyone who votes for the opposite party, I don't like them. Who? I think that people in prison and people with diagnosed mental disabilities, if it is said that these mental disabilities do hinder them from making an accurate vote. But this is a very sensible subject, who can vote and who has the right to vote. And there again, to use that where some people are accepted, and I think that people have the right to know who is accepted. And not just the right, they should know it. And if they're talking about who can vote, and they're even admitting that some people are not allowed to vote, there should be written who. I don't want to use additional resources, but I'm going to look it up. Maybe not during this series, not during the time I'm doing this book, but I'm going to look it up. Who is that? Who is not allowed to vote? I think people in prison and people with diagnosed mental disabilities, if then a doctor or something says they cannot vote. but I think I explained it enough. So if you're just here for the electoral register, maybe we're gonna write it in the next 2 pages, but I'm so optimistic. So the electoral register. If you're here just for the electoral register, you can go directly to the next part. Otherwise, I invite you to join into the list training. But it is at your own risk. I have no idea what you have at your list. If you just broke a list and you do no list training, it could get severely worse for the list training. So I have no idea what you have, and it can get worse if you do these exercises. So everything you do is at your own risk. Yes, that's the list training. Hands next to us and found the fists, and we're bringing them down. And again. And again down. I cannot really imagine, how can other people be satisfied with that? Everyone reading that must wonder, who are the other people? Why have they not written who that is? And the people writing that, why are they not saying who it is? Why are they printing that? And that was the last time. And now the flashlight. Hands next to us, and we bring them to the inside and to the outside. And it was a flashlight. Now to the T-Rex in the morning. Hands out of the flat hands, and we bring them down and up. And we're having 3 rules here. So the first one is we're just stopping immediately as soon as we feel pain. The second one is, yes, that we go only as far as we can go with a little bit of effort, so don't force anything. Just go as far as it goes with a little bit of effort here. And the third one is that we're not overdoing it. That's the last time. We just want to strengthen all the muscles. We don't want to exhaust them. Just a bit strengthening. Next exercise, it is the T-Rex in the gym. If you don't have a tennis ball, you can just make a strong fist. So take a tennis ball and press onto it, or just make a strong fist with a little pressure. With moderate force, don't overdo it here. And release. And we're pressing again. We're releasing. And we are pressing. And we're switching. And we are pressing. We're releasing. And we are pressing. We're releasing, and we are pressing. And that was the T-Rex in the gym. Now to the course we bring. We're placing the fingertips of one hand on top of the fingernails of the other hand. We're pressing a bit, and we are opening slowly. And then closing again slowly. And closing slowly. And last round, opening and closing. And we're changing. The other hand on top, opening slowly. And when the hands are closing again slowly. This exercise looks a bit like a beating heart, I just noticed. So we can also call it, instead of the cautious Big Bang. So like that, for you that would be very severe if it had a heart would beat only so slow. But there are animals who have a very slow heartbeat during hibernation, so maybe we could do a name with it. But now we're doing the claw, I think. So we have flat hands next to us. No, first we're doing the Vier Daisies New City as director. Hands in front of us, palm to fist, and the opening. And we're closing that. And we're opening. And we're closing. And the last time. And we still have 7-8 exercises left, so if you want you can skip the claw. And we make it close. And we're opening again. We're making it close, we're holding it for 1 2 seconds. And we're opening again. We're making it close, holding it in, and we're opening again. And the last time. Make it close. We're opening again. And our next one. Flat hands, and we're bending them at the knuckles. And we're opening again. Closing and bending them at the knuckles. We're opening again. And we're closing. And one last time. Bending. And we're opening. Now for frog testing water temperature, again, these are a lot of exercises, and this is the most extreme one. You don't need to do them to warm up for any other one. You can skip it. We have our hands next to us, and we're bringing them down, and we're flaring our fingers. And we're bringing them up. We have two similars, which are not so extreme in the moment. And up with strong fists. And down with flat fingers. And up with strong fists. Down with flat fingers. Up with strong fists, and one last round. Down with flat fingers. Up with strong fists. And now the next one. We are bending the hand. I think that's already here. We're bending the hand in the middle. Now we're pressing first on one finger. And on the next one, all careful, of course. And the next one. And the next one. On the other hand, we're bending again at the knuckles, and we're pressing, and again, and again. Did I skip an exercise? The next one, we are bringing the arms in, and we are flexing the fists, strong fists. We're bringing the arms down, we're extending the hands and flying the fingers. And again up, with flexed fists. And again down, flat fingers. And in, strong fists into flexion. And out into extension with flat fingers. One last round. Flexion to strong fists. Down to extension with flat fingers. And that end. And last exercise, the unfolding rocket boosters. We're having long arms, making strong fists, now bending the elbow, and now we're flexing the fists, the strong fists. Now we're opening the fists, we are flying the fingers, and we're bringing the hands again into extension. And we're bringing them into flexion, again with strong fists. And to the outside, the flaration. And to the inside, strong fists. To the outside, flat fingers, extension. And last round, inside, flexion. To the outside. That's it. And now we're just going with moderate pressure of the middle part of the lower arm. A couple of times. And now on the other hand, other arm. Let's look if you're able, for just 1 minute, to remember, the minute for the next time, what the things were which the people should have who are working in the civil service, if you can find it. There. Integrity, honesty, objectivity, and impartiality. I don't know what impartiality or integrity is. So maybe impartiality means neutral. So integrity, honesty, objectivity, impartiality, neutrality. Integrity, honesty, objectivity, impartiality, neutrality. Want, idleness, disease, squalor, ignorance. I think these are the 5 big evils of a beverage report. So we're having here honesty, integrity, impartiality, neutrality, honesty, impartiality, objectivity, neutrality, impartiality. I thank you very much, and until next time.